everybody, how is it going? This is The Prisoner. This is episode number 7. This episode is called The General. I genuinely believe the last episode of this was my favourite one to date. Seeing how the doctors at the village were manipulating dreams and memories through this device, and we saw A, B and C because they were trying to get the information out of number 6. And doing that through those memories and dreams of this party was, I just thought, a brilliant way for them to try and get what it is that they're looking for. However, seeing number 6 kind of realise what they were doing, discovering that laboratory and then turning it on its head and doing the same thing back to them, so that number 2 ended up being shown as the one that knew the information and he was number 6's confidant. Absolute genius. I love this programme. It is bizarre. I adore bizarreness. So this to me is one of the best things that anyone had ever recommended me to watch because it is up there for me at the moment. I am loving this. The General is an interesting title. I'm assuming it's maybe going to be something number 2 related again. Although The General, I mean, it could even be number 1 because as yet we have not met number 1. So it's going to be an interesting one, I think. Let's go. Hi. Look at that poster, trust me. Holy hell.
Ladies and gentlemen, attention. This is an announcement from the General's Department. Will all students taking the 3-part history course please return to their dwellings immediately?
History course?
The professor will be lecturing in approximately 30 minutes.
What's this, like the Open University?
Have a coffee, please. Sorry, sir, we're closing. You did hear the announcement, sir? About the professor. I'm not one of his students. 1 coffee, sir. 2 credit units, if you please. You're never too old to learn, sir.
Who told you that? The professor?
No, sir. The General. Best of luck with your exams, sir. Thank you.
A university-level degree in 3 minutes.
It's improbable.
But not impossible.
Nothing's impossible in this place.
Why was not
You should
this
enroll
advertised to me
You'll find the professor most interesting.
years ago?
An extraordinary range of knowledge.
The only subject that I'm interested in is
Escape?
getting away from this place.
Exactly.
Who are you?
A cog in the machine.
The General?
Orange alert. All units, all posts, orange alert. Orange alert.
Oh my word.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow villagers, students, this is the professor speaking.
What the?
This is the professor speaking.
Why was it buried?
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow villagers, students, this is the professor speaking. I have an urgent message for
This
you.
is how you get out? Hide it. They're going to arrest him?
Are you a student?
Who isn't? Are you prefects?
What are you doing here?
Playing truant?
Come on, we'll give you a lift.
Where to?
Home.
My husband, the professor, has asked me personally to convey his apologies for detaining you for a few moments. As you know, the huge success of this course has put an added strain upon him, and he's just now completing the notes for the 2nd lecture and should be with us shortly.
We now take you over to the professor in his study. Best of luck with the exams.
My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to...
The fact
make
that they
words
televised
clear.
this is mad.
It is quite simply the most important, most far-reaching, most beneficent development in mass education since the beginning of time. A marriage of science and mass communication, which results in the abolition of years of tedious and wasteful schooling. Impossible?
This guy's posh, isn't he?
That's what I say. Until I was introduced to the General. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been a teacher for 30 years. SpeedLearn has made me as obsolete as the dodo.
And we're going to prove it.
Ooh. this still won't work for me. I'll still fail. Interesting.
Enjoy the lecture.
What lecture?
It's a great experiment, number 6. You can learn a lot.
History is not my subject.
Isn't it? When was the Treaty of Adrianople?
September 1829.
What happened in 1830?
Greek independence was assured and guaranteed.
By whom?
Russia.
Well,
He
that
wanted
experiment
waged by
worked,
Prussia
didn't
and
it?
Austria in
Look how
alliance and
happy
not by
he
the
is.
whole German Bund. He realized that a successful war against the Danes in 1864 would serve the same purpose as Cavour of Italy's entrance into the Crimean War, namely that it would indicate future leadership and would at the same time raise Prussia's prestige.
Very good.
Here's your passport.
Oh,
Number 2 offered you a deal, didn't he?
yeah.
Don't you trust him?
No.
I don't trust number 2.
I don't trust anybody.
I don't trust you.
Who do you trust, number 6?
Himself.
Trust me.
Join the club. What was the Treaty of Adrianople?
Oh!
September 1829.
Wrong. I said what, not when. You need some special coaching.
Is he going to be the one to do the coaching?
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow villagers, students, this is the professor speaking. I have an urgent message for you. You are being tricked. Speed learn is an abomination. It is slavery. If you wish to be free, there is only one way. Destroy the general.
I've given him some sedation.
Has he been overdoing it too?
Probably a bit excited. You know your husband, my dear, this speed learn. He's as enthusiastic as a child.
He hates it.
He's not to be disturbed.
Wants us straight in.
Get out. Stop him.
You should take greater care of him, ma'am. He's gone to pieces.
You are an odd fellow. I'm afraid you have the wrong end of the stick.
I haven't. The doctor has.
Just a minute. The offer I made you about the professor's
the hell?
notes.
Really?
It's cancelled.
Is it?
He's changed his mind. He doesn't need them now.
That's extraordinary. Neither do I.
So I'm guessing
Best luck with your exam.
the professor's
Why
up
don't you open
front?
the blinds, let in some daylight. You've got nothing to hide, have you?
I better warn control.
Don't warn anyone.
But if he gets-
You do your job, I'll do mine.
The professor's real lecture, the one you heard on the tape recorder. Would you like it to go out?
I might.
Take it.
Oh, God.
In the ink cylinder. Micro. Be careful.
How?
With these.
I don't trust anyone he encounters.
When?
Tomorrow.
Where?
Stand by, all operatives. Transmission will begin in approximately 5 minutes. Check in, please. Sound. General studio. Lecture studio.
He's only listened to the very beginning of this tape, though, right? The rest of that tape could have anything on it.
Projection.
All clear. Standing by.
All operatives clear. Stand by, please.
Final clearance, please. Sound studio. General studio. Lecture studio. Cameras. Projection. Telecine.
Hold that picture.
What picture, sir?
Projection. Closer. Closer.
He's cut his hand, sir. Poor old chap.
Who is it?
Plato, Aristotle, Voltaire, Rousseau, and the rest, they're all here, all available to the general. There is no question. No question from advanced mathematics to molecular structure, from philosophy to crop spray. The general cannot answer.
the general a computer?
This is how it works. Allow me to introduce the General.
That was very Wizard of Oz, wasn't it?
All the Professor's own work. Ask the General.
A question that can't be answered.
Give him a riddle.
It is a question that the General cannot answer.
Impossible.
Why? Is that the question?
With your permission.
Comes out quite fast, doesn't it?
Feed it in.
I'd stand back. Shit!
What was the question?
It's insoluble for man or machine.
What was it?
W-H-Y. Question mark.
Why?
Why?
This was actually really cool to watch. Seeing that, there was this fast learning program that everyone could be part of, but only like 72 point something of people in the village actually enrolled in it. So I was thinking, well, what did the other 27% of people do? Were those people currently in the hospital being reconditioned so they couldn't be a part of it? Or what? Because there was just like this basically like over 2/3 of the village were enrolled in this course, and you basically learned like an entire undergrad degree, I guess, which is what, 3 years, in the space of like 3 minutes. And I was thinking I could have done with this like 16 years ago. That would have been delightful. It would have saved me so much time. But like knowing that, we had this general and we had the professor and we had the professor's wife, and it was kind of subliminally taught to everybody in the village, and then everybody knew all of these facts about history. Even number 6 was kind of drawn into it, and as number 2 was saying, it was an interesting and probably the most successful experiment that they'd done at that time. To learn that, the computer was the general and the professor fed information into it and the computer then gave information out, which was then projected to people. I feel like there's always someone that tries to help, whether or not they're being genuine or not, and it never works out well for that person or number 6, because I'm assuming from the way number 6 went to the professor's wife at the end that number 12 possibly also died as well from then going and getting the professor off of the machine after the electrocution. But knowing that the number 6 wanted to ask a question to the general, and they were like, well, what question could you possibly answer that a machine nor a human could answer? And I was just like, why? And then that being the question that number 6 actually asked, and it caused the computer to do what it did. Interesting, really interesting. I like when we delve into episodes like this because it kind of throws you a bit, because then you're thinking, well, who's the professor? Is the professor's wife really his wife? Who's the general? Are we ever going to meet the general? Number 2 seemed quite happy to kind of just, these experiments are working, let's project more into people's minds. And he seemed quite happy with the results of it. And then we had the administration guy, number 12, who was like, yeah, you can't trust this, project the information that's actually on the radio. It makes me wonder, like, if that's what the professor really thought, like, he must have had so much reconditioning done to him to still go along with what number 2 was wanting him to do. But I thoroughly enjoyed this. I may just go watch the next one, and I will see you guys later, so thank you.